Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the latest rumours and all the news regarding Arsenal. Arsene Wenger leaving, of course, and who's going to replace him, players coming in and potentially going out. My internet isn't working at my house at the moment, so it's very difficult to make my usual videos. It's been an absolute nightmare. If you don't know already, if you don't follow me on Twitter, for about 2 weeks, my internet has just been constantly dropping. And I'm with BT, and you're probably thinking we'll just move to a different company, but my house is a new build, and I can't. I'm quite literally being bullied into using BT. I have no choice at this point, and it's so frustrating because their care, their support is just, it's shocking. So I don't even know if I'm going to be able to upload this today. I've been going to my parents to upload, which is difficult sometimes. I don't live as close as I used to, that's for sure. But yeah, hopefully, while the internet is up at some point today, it does come up every now and again. It's just extremely slow and laggy. I'll be able to get this video up. So I just wanted to kind of address some of the rumours and just have a chat because, I've been doing a lot of real football videos lately. And, Arsenal's season has pretty much come to an end at this point. And all the rumours, they're flying around. So let's start off with the manager. Who is going to be Arsenal's new manager next season? So there appears to be three front runners. Number 3 is Miguel Arteta. And that seems to be if 1 and 2 don't come through. We've got 2 main targets. If that doesn't work, it seems to be Miguel Arteta is going to be the fullback option. So let's start with that because Miguel Arteta, of course, former captain at Arsenal, very intelligent player, very, very good at reading the game. He wasn't very quick, so he had to be very smart. He had to know where to be on the pitch, and that shows intelligence in a player. And Pep Guardiola, a lot of other professional, managers, whoever it may be, have said that he's going to be a great manager. And there's no doubt in my mind that he will be. But is he ready for a role like Arsenal, a club where, let's be honest, we need to be title challengers. We need to be in the Champions League year in, year out. It's been 22 years since we last had a different manager. It's a huge job, this. A lot of even the big managers would be, I think, a little bit afraid to step into Arsene Wenger's shoes because it is such a tough job and a tough crowd, let's be honest. The fans have been frustrated for many, many years. And if we don't get results relatively quickly and consistently, you can imagine it's going to be horrid. It really is. It's going to be a difficult transition. So is someone who's never been manager before, who's only been working as number 2, he's only recently retired from football. He's not exactly experienced at managing and coaching, not even as an assistant. So is he ready for a role like Arsenal? I personally think that would be a very, very poor decision. It'd be a good decision in terms of bringing someone that we know and that we love. I love Mikel Arteta, and I know he will manage Arsenal at some point in his career. He just will. But it would be a bad decision. I think if we're looking for a manager that's long-term, then yes, you go for a younger manager, but you don't go for someone that isn't experienced at all. There are plenty of other younger managers around 40, 45, that kind of age, which have a lot of they have a lot of experience already. I think Mikel Arteta's just one step too far. I think, in 5-6 years, maybe once he's managed for quite a while, he'd be ready to step up to a big job like this. But hey, this is Arsenal Football Club, and we do like to take risks. You can see that in the past, especially when it comes to signings as well. We've made some questionable decisions, but when it comes to hiring a manager, we're inexperienced in that. We don't know what's going to happen, and I think that going for Mikel Arteta would be a bit of a safe choice, knowing that it's someone that we know. We know he's going to be good with the players. We know he's intelligent, but he's not proven. So whilst it's good, it's also pretty poor. It's pretty bad. So I don't know how I feel about it. And, part of me hopes, I'll move on to the other 2 managers, the other candidates in a second. But part of me hopes that we do get one of those, because if we do get Mikel Arteta or Patrick Vieira, Thierry Henry, I think it'll just end in tears. They've got legacies at this club, and they could well easily ruin it with 6 months of really poor results. So number 1 and number 2, the candidates that are, seemingly favourites to get the job, and they're both equally likely apparently, and that is Luis Enrique and Allegri from Juventus. Allegri apparently in talks with Juventus at the moment and isn't likely to be signing a new deal. I mean, if you read into that, Arsenal wanting Allegri, Juventus want him to stay but have said they wouldn't stop him from leaving. It kind of adds up, and I think Allegri is the type of guy that we need. And Luis Enrique, they're both very experienced managers at the top level. Allegri, for me, would just slightly nudge this. He's been at Juventus for a little while. I think he would pretty much walk into any other job right now. He's got great experience in big games, Champions League finals. He may not have won them many times, but has been there. He's done it all. He's a great age as well. He's still got plenty of time left in this career of his. He's got a lot of experience dealing with a similar type of team. I think Juventus play quite similar football to Arsenal at times. We need help defensively, and let's be honest, Juventus are one of the best teams defensively, so I think he would definitely help us with that. So for me, it's all about Allegri. I would absolutely love to see Allegri manager next season, but Luis Enrique, you can't go wrong with that either. Ex-Barcelona, he's been on a break for a while, he's going to be fresh, he's going to be up for a new challenge. He's worked with some of the best players in the world. You think Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez, Neymar, all of these great talents. Yes, he's taking a massive step down in terms of quality going to Arsenal, but even more so than Juventus, I think Barcelona is a similar style club to Arsenal. The football they play, the way the club's run, I feel like it could be a very nice fit, and I think Luis Enrique would be a very good choice. So it seems to be those two managers are front runners. If we don't get them, we go for someone like Miguel Arteta, which would not be good. One of the reasons that we haven't signed a new manager yet is because we're looking to do it before the World Cup, but obviously we want Arsene Wenger to finish. So regardless, there is still a couple of weeks to go until we will find someone. Well, not necessarily find someone, but announce it. We probably have really got some advanced talks going on with some of the managers that I've spoke about, but there won't be any announcements until at least the beginning of the World Cup, if not the end. It wouldn't surprise me. And one of the things that apparently Allegri and Enrique are not too happy about is the club structure. I think they're a little bit concerned that they won't have enough control, which is basically what Wenger's had. He's had all the control, and I think that the club have realised now that's not the way to go. It's got to be the club and the directors take most of the control. The managers just manage the team, right? You go to many of the big clubs around the world, their manager doesn't call all of the shots. A lot of clubs have directors of football, negotiators, all sorts of staff, whereas Wenger seemed to do it all. So I think Luis Enrique and Allegri are just concerned they won't have enough control. I say you give them more control, not as much as Wenger had. Clearly it wasn't working. He almost had a bit of a monopoly going on, didn't he? So it'd be nice to see a manager come in that's got experience like Wenger has, but a little bit less control over everything. Let's hire a few other, members of staff that could just help support and give him some money. That's another concern apparently they're having, that there isn't enough money to spend. Some reports saying that there's only going to be £50 million, which won't buy you half a Pogba. We could probably buy Pogba's right leg. It's not enough money. We're talking 200, probably even more than that, to revitalise this squad. And by the sounds of it, it's not happening. And talking of revitalising the squad, let's talk about players that should be joining, because there are a lot of rumours, players that are linked with Arsenal at the moment. We've got the young German centre-back who's playing in the Bundesliga at the moment. Sorry, he's Turkish, isn't he? Playing in Germany. I can never remember his name, so I'm not going to say it just in case I completely butcher it. But he apparently is signing, and apparently we're looking at Boateng. Now, Boateng has said he is looking for a new challenge in his career. He has fallen out of favour at Bayern. We do need a world-class centre-back. I think Bayern would be willing to sell him. With Süle coming through, they've got Hummels, of course. They've got Martinez who can play there. They've also got quite a few youngsters coming through the ranks that maybe they could give more game time. But it kind of feels like Bayern hasn't been utilising Boateng. A lot of injuries, of course, but also when he's fit, just not playing him. And I think he's grown a bit frustrated. He's a World Cup winner, arguably when fit and when in form, one of the best defenders in the world. There's no doubt about it. I would love to see him in an Arsenal shirt. I think he would give us what we need. Physicality, leadership and experience. Those are the three key qualities we need at centre-back. And if we can partner him up with, another centre-back that we bring in, there's talks of Manolas. I don't think that's going to happen. I really doubt it. Rugani, apparently Allegri is a big fan of Rugani. Obviously, he has him at Juventus right now. He would try and convince him to join. There's a lot of options defensively out there. I mean, Socrates is another one, the Dortmund defender. Hasn't had a great season, but of course we know he's got the quality. He would only cost around 20 million euros, which would be a very good deal considering the prices that you pay for quality defenders these days. So who knows, maybe we'll see Boateng and Socrates next to each other next season. So plenty of defenders being linked. Also goalkeepers, Oblak with a €100 million release clause. Apparently Arsenal were looking at that. Personally, I'm not a big fan of that. I think it's a little bit absurd to spend 100 million. But other clubs are doing it. Maybe it's time that we actually do it ourselves. It just seems like a lot of money when we could go for someone who's got potential to be as good, but maybe it's so difficult, isn't it? Because you know what you're getting with Oblak. You're getting one of the best keepers in the world. If you go with a Leno, a Timo Horn, a Butland, even Pope, okay, you're gambling a bit more, aren't you? So I don't think we'll go for Oblak. I think it's too much money. I just don't see Arsenal doing that. And why would he want to join Arsenal? He's just gone through to the finals of the Europa League against Arsenal. It's crazy to think that he would actually give up Atletico for Arsenal. But we obviously need to sign a goalkeeper. And before I forget to mention as well, Cazorla back in training. So whether or not we're going to be selling him this summer, there were rumours that we weren't going to be renegotiating a contract with him. Maybe he's just going to play out his contract. I would love to see him start next season when he can. He's a great player. Has he still got it, though? That's the main question I've got after this, I think, 18-month injury. He's had skin grafts. He's had tons of surgery. It's unbelievable. Bad luck, man. He's been going through some awful, awful things. A lot of people want us to be signing a winger, and I do get that. I feel like it's something we should be looking into, but most importantly, we need to start doing our defence and goalkeeping position first. Those are the two positions we need to reinforce. In terms of selling players, though, I wanted to leave this with you guys. Comment down below if you're an Arsenal fan or a neutral, whatever. Who should we sell? The way I look at it is we have a lot of dead wood at this club. But are they dead wood just because Wenger didn't get the best out of them and that maybe a new manager could come in and really change the way they play? You look at Delph, for example, at Man City. Under Pep Guardiola, fantastic. Previously looked very poor. Otamendi, poor before Pep Guardiola really got to grips with him. He's now one of the best defenders in the league. So I am a little bit cautious that we could end up selling some players. Bellerin, for example. Bellerin has been poor, I think, this season. But really good at the weekend. Got a couple of assists. And I do see it in him. There's something with Bellerin. There's no question about it. Would he be better under a different manager? I think he would be. It would be another great example. I still feel bad about slaughtering him in our last game when he did get, a couple of pre-assists and a goal, of course. I feel like he's a very inconsistent player and I find it very frustrating to watch. And I always pick out the bad moments and I don't think about the good moments. But I feel like under new management, maybe in a new position, he seems to be much better down the middle as a number 10. He could be great. He could be very, very good for us. He's definitely got it in him. I've never doubted his potential. I've just grown tired of the poor performances and not showing us that quality and that potential. So do we risk selling these kind of players that could go off to other clubs and turn into world beaters, world-class players? We need to sort out Wilshere. Still hasn't signed a new contract and, we're just weeks away from him being able to walk for free. Ramsey, same will happen next season. He'll be running out. He could easily go to another club and earn double his wages. We need to be really cautious with who we're letting go. But also we do need to be a bit more ruthless and sell the players that are simply not good enough. So that's a job for the manager to do when he comes in. I doubt we'll be doing anything until the new manager comes in, unless he gives approval. Let's say Allegri has agreed but hasn't signed the contract yet. Maybe we're looking to buy a player or sell a player. We'll probably still approach Allegri and say, what do you think? And he might give it an okay, That's going to be the video today, though, guys. Hopefully I can actually upload this. Otherwise, I've just sat here for 15 minutes talking to myself. Having no internet is actually, it's a nightmare. It's absolutely a nightmare, and I wish BT would just hurry up. Apparently they're fixing it tomorrow, so maybe as you're watching this, it's going to be 24 hours until I can get back to my normal uploads. I can't wait to get uploading the Wolves career mode finale with the Champions League coming up. I've got an episode of that pretty much ready to go, and then I need to record just a little bit more. So you'll be seeing that soon. But thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate that this is not my usual type of video. Unfortunately, without internet, there's not much I can do. I can't even download the latest update on my PS4, which is booting me out of FIFA constantly. So, yeah, it's been a nightmare. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. And please, Arsenal, let's get Allegri or Luis Enrique. Make the decision. Let's get the World Cup done. Sign a couple of players, sell a couple of players, and let's just get going and start the season well.